So now that we know what a plant is, I want to talk about something that plants do that is really important to life on Earth, and that's photosynthesis. Plants are autotrophic, which means they can capture the energy from sunlight and use that energy to drive their metabolism and to grow. And so I'm out here in a patch of cucumbers, Japanese cucumbers in my garden, and I want to talk about three things that are happening right here that these cucumber plants are doing that are important to each of us in the lives that we live. First of all, as sunlight is captured by this leaf, water is split and oxygen is given off. So if I had an oxygen sensor, I put it right here, it would measure really high levels of oxygen coming from the leaf. The second thing that photosynthesis does is it produces plant growth. So I have a little cucumber here. And this is important for us and all other organisms for two reasons. First of all, when we eat plants, they're really good cucumbers, two things happen. First of all, as carbon dioxide goes into the leaf and sugar is made and the energy of the sun is captured in that sugar, it makes the organic chemistry of life. And my body is going to take this cucumber and digest it and break down that organic chemistry made through photosynthesis. And it's going to, for my DNA, take that information and make cells, tissues, organs, my entire body. The other thing that's happening in that process is the energy within the bonds of the organic chemistry are being broken down, and my body's using those for life, for me to move around, for me to live the way I want to live. So photosynthesis provides us with the building blocks to make all organisms, including us, and it provides energy to those organisms so that they can move and live. The last thing, and I want to point out really quickly, that extraction of energy from the organic chemistry of plants happens as we breathe in oxygen, and oxygen extracts that energy. So when we breathe in the oxygen that the plants are producing through photosynthesis, that's really important in terms of the energy extraction and using that energy for us to live our lives. The fourth thing that plants do that's really important all around us is actually prehistoric plants, plants that lived a long time ago. As they were doing photosynthesis, they captured that energy of the sun, they made this organic chemistry, and then the plants started to decompose. Some of these plants were unicellular plants that lived in oceans, and they'd just sediment. They'd fall to the bottom of the ocean and would accumulate, and then they get buried. And under heat and pressure, over long periods of time, they became fossil fuels, oil, natural gas, those kinds of things. Land plants, same kind of process happened, and that also, over time, turns into natural gas or coal. And then we extract those fossil fuels and burn them to create the energy that drives the global economy. So just here in my yard, you can see examples of this. Here I have an electrical cord going to a pump to filter my pool water. You can see my car, it's got gasoline in it. Something just may not think about. This is a ping pong table. It was manufactured using electricity. It was transported to the store it was purchased at using fossil fuels. Fossil fuels, the burning of fossil fuels drives the entire economy of our Earth and the economic systems upon which our lives depend. Let's walk over here a little bit. I'll show you some additional examples of fossil fuels. Piano that I hook up to electricity, a fan. Here's my big gas grill that we use for grilling and for cooking pizzas. You can see here that this is propane, fossil fuels. I have my AC unit here that is really important on a hot day like today. That's using electricity. It's coming from a coal-fired power plant down near Delta. Coal's being burned, and that energy is being used to drive a turbine that sends electricity to my AC unit. So this is really important in all of our lives. So just as a review, four things. Through photosynthesis, plants produce oxygen that we need to live. Second, we eat the plants and extract the molecular building blocks, the sugars that are the products of photosynthesis, and we use those to make our own bodies and to construct our cells, our tissues, and our organs that give us life. And then Also, in that food that we eat, when we eat plants directly or eat an animal that's eating a plant, we're going to extract that energy from those carbon bonds and use that for movement and to live our lives. And then the last thing, plants that did photosynthesis a long time ago got buried, we call it buried sunshine, deep in the earth, become fossil fuels. It drives our global economy.